amazing. Thank you for the amazing opportunity to be here sharing with all the amazing GoPro. I'm just overwhelmed and happy and grateful to be here and have this amazing opportunity. Listen and learning from all the powerhouse in network marketing because I keep learning. I'm hungry as never before like this. So listen to Stormy, listen to Jesse Lee, listen to everybody, Jordan Adler. I mean, it's amazing. Then listen to Pat, listen to Pete Vargas, and then about to listen to Grant Cardone, and of course yourself. I'm just happy and grateful. And to talk about recruiting. It's a lot of you guys don't know my background, but civil engineering from Tijuana, Mexico originally, and since the day I was born, I was actually just Sunday. Sunday, I was with my mom and my dad. You know, my dad's 82, my mom is 70 years of age, and I used to always tell my wife, my mom used to always tell me I was very shy. I was a very shy little boy, and my wife was like, "You used to be shy. I don't remember that." And then some people in network marketing used to be shy. I don't believe that. But I always used to be programmed by my mom. I love my mom to death, right? But she always used to be the mom that, like, why is your son not speaking? Oh, because he's very shy. So I programmed myself that I was very shy and I was not good at speaking. I was not good at talking to people. So when I got introduced to network marketing back in 2009, my biggest paradigm was, how am I going to be speaking to people? I'm not good at this. So what happened is I made a decision. I made a decision to follow mentors and exactly what they said. How I did that? Very simple. I remember still listening to an audio cassette from Tim Sales back in the day. And he used to say how to walk and just talk to people on the street. And the one thing that I caught myself that once I heard a phrase and I said, you basically just, you prefer to be fire and ignorant, fire and ignorant than knowledge or nice. And one thing right there, I was just walking to the street and talking to people. Hey, how are you? And then they say, great. And I was like, this really works. People on the street really talk back. So now I had to go back and listen to the cassette, to the audio. What was he saying after the, hey, how are you? So I was basically listening and applying right there. And I want you guys to understand, when did Ivan Tapia actually started being good at recruiting? Because when I signed up into network marketing, I signed up maybe around 40 personals in my first maybe 4 months. But they were all family and friends. And I was not good at duplicating. So I basically burned all my 30 first personals. So it was not a great start, but at least I said, okay, I'm good at closing, but I'm not good at talking to strangers. So I needed to develop that. I'm gonna share with you guys the story, and that's why I love that I came into network marketing in 2009, which for me is like the latest stage of old school network marketing. Now with the new stage of network marketing, which is social media, which is much easier, much faster, much next level. And what happened to me, I was still using in Tijuana, Mexico, those brochures, those flyers on the street. I was the kid dressing nice on the street, walking around. Oh, that guy looks good. I'm going to approach that guy. But how did I get to that level? Well, what happened is I was walking, and with the flyers, I was investing. I just had fired from my boss in 2008 December. So this was around the first quarter of 2009. I'm walking with flyers, making an investment in brochures and all that, my presentation cards, and walking around with my backpack and my products in the backpack all fired up. And I went to my high school, all high school. So when the students were coming out, I went there, leaving brochures to the parents. But I was afraid, and this is the breakthrough for me. I was so afraid of meeting an old friend or a parent that knew me. And what happened is I remember giving a brochure to the cars. They were picking up their kids. And then when I give out a brochure, a lady says, Ivan. And I'm like, shit. She knows me. And then she's like, yeah, Ivan Tapia, how are you? And I'm like, I'm doing good. How are you? And then she's like, You giving brochures? I heard you graduated as a civil engineer. I'm like, yeah, I did. What are you doing? Giving brochures. You're okay? And I'm like, yeah, it's my business. I just started off. I have an office here, and the guy that normally gives brochures for me didn't come to work, so I'm giving up the brochures. That's what I said. I was so freaking afraid of me saying I'm giving out the brochures, and the lady's like, "Oh, okay, I get it. Don't worry, it happens." And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh my god!" But after that happened, I can tell you guys, in my head, I was like, "Damn, I didn't die. This lady didn't laugh at me. This lady didn't do nothing bad to me. I feel great." So what happened now after that one? Now I'm walking, posture, attitude, I'm giving brochures like crazy. And whenever somebody asks me, "Ivan Tapia, you're an engineer?" I'm like, "Yep, but this is much better than being an engineer." And you know why? I was like, "Why?" Because being an engineer, I got fired. But by being an entrepreneur, nobody can fire me. And I know I'm here, but I know I'm going to get to this level. So I'm not telling you I had this attitude that I had 2020. I had it in 2009. I didn't have these nice shirts. I didn't have all of that stuff. But you know what I had? I had a big belief. And you know what I had also? I had a lot of hunger, a lot of debt. And the one thing I can assure you guys that all you guys need to know, to have, and everybody has been talking about, and I know Marina just touched on it, it's a big why. What happened to me is when I got fired and I lost my home and I got back living with my parents, I made a decision that I said I knew engineering was not going to be the path of the life that I wanted to become. And what I love about network marketing, what I love about network marketing, about the personal development about network marketing, is that there's no limit. There is no limit. All the technical skills you can learn. You can learn how to talk. You can learn how to present. You can learn how to close. You can learn how to tell your story. You can learn how to prospect to call people. You can learn how to do social media. And the one thing you just need to do is be adaptable. I remember when I was using Facebook back in 2010, I started my Facebook account. So 1 year after I started network marketing, I started my Facebook account, and people were laughing. "Oh, you got like 1 like, 2 likes." And I remember I was working to like 100 likes and 200 likes by being consistent, giving value every day, talking to people every day. And then they put on Instagram. And I was like, "Dude, are you going to switch to Instagram?" "Nah, I'm not going to switch to Instagram. I am a Facebook guy," right? And then after a year, I'm like, "Oh, damn, look at Instagram growing." So guess what I've started doing? I do Facebook and Instagram. YouTube happens. YouTube videos. TikTok happens. TikTok videos. I'm adaptable. I understand that I need to be on the trend. And what happens now with the new school is basically the same thing. You need to have mentors. You need to be in contact with the top leaders in your company, and need to be understanding exactly why they use the words that they use. How do they prospect? What are their numbers daily? I remember one of the big meetings. This is back in 2011. I went to a big event. I paid $20 to go to that event. Those $20 plus my gas. $20 for me. So it was $100 because I paid for my organization. I love how Armand says, if you go and pay for yourself, you're only building for your upline. But if you grab and you pay for your organization, or your organization grows, you're also making sure that you're going to grow your own organization. I love that. So what happened, I remember I took 5 people to that event, and right there, the numbers. I remember the top leader of that company, he said, "You need to be prospecting 10 people a day." He said 10 people a day and do 3 presentations daily. I said, fine. But what happened, I was like, oh, would that just happen? I was like, I'm not making those 3 presentations per day because I wasn't making. I was prospecting every day. A nice power phrase. If I would you? I was doing everything. But I was not getting the presentations. But I knew the consistency pays. discipline beats intelligence. I'm not the most intelligent guy, but I just follow up knowledge. I just follow up leaders with results. So if he's saying that I'm gonna go with fire, I'm gonna go to emotion, because when I go back home and looking where I'm living with my parents, making no money, and have a wife and a kid, I need to step up my game. I need to go on the street. So I remember, or be on social media every day talking to people. So this is what I used to do. I used to go on coffee shops in San Diego, California, to Panera Bread. I used to go to McDonald's, Mac Cafe. I used to go in Mexico to Talks, which is like a dentist, but basically in Latin America and Mexico. And I used to be there talking to people. Since I walked into all of those places, I used to be dressed in my best shirt. And hey, how are you? Smiling. Good afternoon. Everybody was like, who's this guy? Why is this guy smiling? And I used to always sit down with my Toshiba. I used to remember my computer, and I used to log in and be prospecting on social media. And coffee shops are the network marketing international offices. So every time I went there, I was just going there, smiling, creating relationships, and everybody knew me as a network marketing kid. So what happened is consistency pays, because they always saw me there. And so the numbers, 10 per day. I remember I never got back home until I minimum prospected 10 per day. The most important activity of my business at the beginning was prospecting. Organizations do what leaders do. So I was the main guy prospecting every day. This is what I put in myself in my mind. Back in the day, I said, whenever they see me on a presentation, or whenever they see me on the street, they're going to know I am in network marketing. Whenever they see me, I'm going to be the person who has been talking about network marketing the most in my city. Because if that's true, if that happens, eventually I'm going to become a top earner of that city. And you know what happens? Personal development always helps. Phrases always helps. How you talk to yourself and then Eric just mentioned my wife wasn't or his wife, of course, is like the reason, or his secret weapon. Well, my wife is like the X factor also. My wife used to always tell me, because of you, Ivan, Tijuana's gonna be big. She always every day when I got back home 11 o'clock at night, she would say, because of you, Tijuana, Mexico is gonna be big. And remember, for the first 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I was like, okay, honey, sure, right? And I used to be like, thank you. But in my mind, I was like, yeah, hopefully. But you know what? She never stopped. She kept saying it. She kept saying it. And I remember we were making basically whatever we were making as an engineer per year, we're now making it per month, thanks to network marketing. That's when I tell you guys there's no lit. And she used to me in an event, and she's like, I told you. Yeah, like, you did. This really happened. But I wanted you guys to know something also. 2013, I went to my first GoPro event. Okay, 2013, that was my first GoPro event. And since that first GoPro event, today, our income has actually 20x, not 10x, 20x. Okay, so I want you guys to understand this. Personal development works, but applying it every day works even better. But make sure whenever you learn something on this 7-day GoPro recruiting challenge, you apply it the next day. One of the biggest things that I've done in my 11-year network marketing career is when whatever I learn, I apply immediately. Just to give you guys an example, I used to not know anything about social media. Today, not only am I only basically prospecting online, I'm talking to people online, because the most important thing is you're not prospecting. You're creating relationships with people. This is a business relationship. It's a people relationship business. Okay, so I always focus on creating relationships, but I have different channels. I have different funnels. I have different ways of doing marketing today. I have my own personal way of doing it, which is basically talking to people and creating relationships. I have also a way of having basically ads on social media, but I have a new way, for example, when I'm putting some ads, and it's automatically everything creating conversations. So today, I have different funnels. Back in the day when I was old school network marketing, I used to create flyers, put on brochures. I used to put newspaper ads, radio ads. I used to give out my flyers to the restaurants and places. I used to do it all the time. I used to also remember that I used to go to the restaurants and barbershops and grab the business cards, because some of you guys remember the network marketers love to leave out their business cards and flyers, and I used to always grab them, and me calling them, hey, how are you? Hey, I went to this barbershop. Hey, I saw your presentation card here. Hey, yeah, how are you? Yeah, over here in Chula Vista, California. I remember his name was Armando, one of them. And I was like, hey, man, I want to meet you. And I was like, yeah, you want to meet me to talk about my business opportunity? I just want to talk. If you'll be open, maybe we can talk. Maybe I'll be interested. I just want to create a relationship. I used to always cut my hair at different barbershops. I want you guys to understand that. I used to always cut my hair at different barbershops. I used to always go to different Panera Breads or different cafes. I used to go. I used to be Monday to this one, Tuesday to this one, Wednesday to this one, Thursday to this one, Friday to this one, Saturday to this one, Sunday to this one, every day. Some people, you work 7 days? Of course. Business people make money 7 days a week. I'm sorry. So I want to work 7 days a week, okay? So very simple math for me, very simple numbers for me. So in social media, guess what? Hold on. Facebook has prospects. Instagram has prospects. TikTok has prospects. And I love how Pat was saying about your story needs to be authentic and also relatable to different people. Well, I make my story relatable because why? I was broke. I had no money. I was a shy guy. I'm married. I got 2 lovely daughters. I got parents. Everybody has pain. I used to have pain. So why do I keep working? Why do we keep prospecting? Because you always need to remember the pain that you used to have. Because people still have that pain. It's people still looking for opportunities. People are still looking for money. It's still people looking for a better, feeling better about life, feeling more happy, feeling better relationships. And if you become that person, or hold up, if you're looking and progressing into looking into that person that you want to become 10 years from now, people are going to get inspired by you. And you need to be talking about every day. You need to be talking and sharing that in all the different social medias about it, because people are going to relate to that. That is my biggest thing for all of you guys. I used to do it in newspapers, radios, going to people, talk to strangers. Well, guess what? I am doing exactly the same thing. I'm just not using newspaper ads. I'm using Facebook and Instagram ads. I'm just not doing what it used to be radio ads. I'm just going and doing videos in YouTube, which they get basically seen thousands and thousands and thousands of times, which I only record one time. And guess what? Instead of me personally giving flyers out there, I got a prospecting bot that does the work for me also. And guess what? At the same time, the same way I used to sit down at Panera Breads, and I used to sit down at my cafes, or I used to sit down at Starbucks and come in, hey, how are you? And smile. Well, guess what? I still send some messages to some people, to some new people into network marketing, and to anybody, just basically because you need to attract and develop new people. That is the key. That is the key. If you attract and develop new people who have never had an opportunity to be entrepreneurs, who have never had the opportunity to be business leaders, because I said, if Tapia, if I meet an Ivan Tapia, if I meet a Jesse Lee, if I meet an Armand, if I meet a Stormy Wellington, oh my God, can you just imagine how your business is going to grow? It's going to be huge, huge. So that's my biggest thing for all you guys. Just 3 tips for you guys. Believe, because that's one of the biggest things. Believe that whenever you see one of the top leaders for speaking here, that is you. It is 100%. Your future is our present. That's simple. Your future is our present. Number 1. Number 2, remember in prospecting, fortune is in the follow-up. Don't worry about prospecting. They say no. Who cares? I don't freaking care if anybody. They still say to me, even Tapia, come on now. He drives this car. Jesse Leon, she has a Ferrari. Of course she's gonna prospect. They don't see my Bentley when I'm on social media. You know, my company doesn't even let me post my Bentley on social media, just to give you guys an idea. So it's not about that. But you need to understand, fortune's in the follow-up. And if they don't sign up the first time, you'll sign them up with your fortune. And the last one, make sure that you develop a character, develop an attitude that you know you have the best opportunity in the world, because I believe that network marketing is the best industry in the world, hands down. Low money to come in and create a business, so much residual income, so much opportunity to help the new person go to the next level, because if it happened to us, it can happen to all of you guys. Never quit. Always learn, because there's always learns to adapt, always new ways to learn, and make sure you're always connected here, because GoPro is amazing. And thank you very much, Eric, for the amazing opportunity. Love this platform, and make sure we'll see you guys at the GoPro virtual event. And I'm excited to be listening to Grant Cardone in a minute. Thank you very much.